Hey, it's Al Williamson with leadinglandlord.com. I got something I think I'm going to surprise you today, and it's all about hot tubs. If you're searching for this video and it came up, welcome to my YouTube channel. And as your research is showing you, hot tubs are the #1 amenity for people on Airbnb. That's what they're looking for, and that's what they're willing to pay a little extra for. And if you're hosting and you're trying to make some extra money, then you're going to want to look into adding this amenity. It's going to help you reduce your vacancies and get more per night because you have this amenity. Now, we're all facing more competition as furnished rentals become more mainstream. Here's the problem. You may not have room for a hot tub, or you may not have money to build out a deck and build one out. In fact, your spot might not be something that you own. It might be someone else's property that you're using for your furnished rentals, so you don't want to improve it. How do you get over that? Well, I got some good news for you. You can do it. There's this little insert I'm going to show you, and you're going to be able to get the edge by offering this sought after amenity, and you're going to be able to keep your prices up or increase them. All right, so stay tuned. So here's what happened. My wife was looking for a place that had an in-room jacuzzi for our vacation. And it wasn't easy to find, but she found a hotel. It was actually a bed and breakfast. And we went there and I saw how much she enjoyed that hot tub. So what I did, I started doing some research to see if I could create that experience at home. And I found this really cool insert that has some problems that need to be modified, but I decided to get it and experiment, because if I can make it work, then I can add it to all my units and I can tell my community to do the same. So we ordered this device and it was easy to set up, and what to our surprise is that my wife thought it was better than the jacuzzi that we were at the bed and breakfast. And then she went to another one. She had to do this research. She went to another place, another 4-star hotel, and tried out their hot tub, and she still says this one is better. So I'm going to show you how to make it, because the plan is to help you use what you already have. If you can convert your existing tub at your unit into something that qualifies as a hot tub, then you're going to be able to turn that X to a check. You're going to be able to add that amenity to your unit. But first, let's talk about what is a jacuzzi. And that's just a brand name for a hot tub, for a one-person hot tub. That's what a jacuzzi is. And it needs to accommodate at least one person, of course. And the temperature is about 104 degrees. And it uses jets for massage purposes. That's the definition of a jacuzzi. So here's the plan. Let's turn what you have at your unit into a jetted tub. So what I did is I ordered this device on Amazon. It's a bubbler. Here it is right here. It's the Serene Life electric bathtub bubble massage mat. And it's simple enough like that. It looks like this in my tub. It goes up the back a little bit, which is great. And let's talk about that. Is this really a jacuzzi, or does this qualify as a hot tub? And it does if it's sized for one person or more, and this one is. If it holds heated water about 104 degrees, yes, it does that. And it uses jets for massage purposes, and yes, it's actually stronger than the jets at these hotels. So it does qualify, meets the definition for a hot tub. You're able to turn that X into a check and feel good about it. Are you ready to try this? Let me show you what happened. Because if you can, it's going to help you increase your bookings, right? People are looking for this. But as I was trying it out, I realized that everyone that was leaving reviews on Amazon were correct. This mat does not stick to texture surfaces. And at the bottom of the tub, there's a texture surface. And these suction cups like this, they stick to smooth surfaces, but not texture ones. So the mat ended up floating just like I was expecting. Without those suction cups holding it down, this whole thing just floats. And that can be kind of annoying. These suction cups back here are still grabbing. But the rest of it is floating on the top of the water. So yes, the Amazon reviews were correct. This thing works really, really good. The downside is it floats and it doesn't feel like a sophisticated experience. So I tried to add more suction cups to it, and then I added some tubing to go across to hold it down with these suction cups of tubing, and that worked. But it looked too funny. Reminded me of that cartoon of the Adventures of Gulliver, where all the Lilliputians were holding it down. It just didn't look classy. And to have a guest set that up would be just too complicated, because you want your guest to be able to set this up, take it out, and clean the tub and set it up again without thinking. Okay, so the next thing I tried was add these fishing weights to the mat to hold it down. I thought, let's do that, just add weights to it. And that worked. I added a bunch of these weights I got from Walmart to it. And again, that did not look good. Plus, you just don't want lead in the water. You don't want to sit in a tub of lead. All right, this is really, really important. If you're going to do this, use lead-free weights. And remember the lessons that we all learned from Flint, Michigan. You don't want lead in the water. So please don't use lead. Okay, lead-free weights only. So I was trying to figure all these things out. How do you do something that makes it look good? I figured I just needed a kind of a weighted blanket to go over this. So I thought, okay, it needs to overcome the buoyancy of the mats to hold it down. But what is the buoyancy? And I realized, yeah, I'm a landlord scientist. I can calculate the buoyancy. So the buoyancy calculation is is the volume displaced times the density of the water. And I could get the dimensions to figure out the volume. Here's the dimensions. I assumed it's a 1/4 inch thick. And then I said, okay, next is calculate the density of water. Well, I know the density of water, but people add Epsom salt to it. They add all kinds of things, and it increases the density of the water. So I increased the density by 5%, and my buoyancy force, my upward force that's causing it to float, is about 7 pounds. So I said, okay, I need to overcome 7 pounds. So how much weight do I need to add to the bottom of these jets? See all those blue dots? Those are all the jets that are kind of rigid right there. They're rigid, and I want to add some weights to the bottom of it, and there's 44 of those blue pucks, those jets. So I'm going to spread out the buoyancy force over 44, and I see I need to add 2.27 ounces to every puck, and that should hold everything down. All right, so I'm on the target. Now, the next thing I need to figure out is what in the world can I add that's a low profile that fits under the mat so no one will even know it's there, that will hold these things down. What could do the job? And it needed to be something that was easy for guests to take out and clean and get this thing sanitary. So I was just staring at the ceiling because I did not know what was going to work. And that feeling, being in a science test and not knowing the answer. So I decided to relax and think about this for a couple of days. And that led me to thinking about kid toys. When it toss them in the swimming pool, they go to the bottom. So I said, all right, that's a overcoming buoyancy. And that led me to, well, there's got to be some type of small weights. Let me do a Google search on that. And that led me to the weights that they add to balance tires, to car tires and bike tires. So I tried several of these things, and I landed on something that worked. Now these things even have an adhesive backing, so it goes right on the bottom of the mat and holds it right down, right on the bottom of the puck. And so after some trial and error, I came across these epoxy coated iron weights. Now there's about a 1 ounce each, and you can snap them off and then peel the back of them and apply 1 ounce to the back of it. So you want to do roughly 3 of these underneath every puck, and that should hold it down for you. What I also like about this is that it has a white adhesive on it, so when you're looking from the top down, they're nearly invisible. So it has a great user experience. We did it! And you can just do this too. I'm going to leave all the products in the description so you can have the links to those. Be sure not to use lead weights, okay? And here's what the final thing looks like. Okay, here's one of the final trials. I filled it all the way up, and I'm going to use the remote to turn this on. That's on the low setting. It's definitely a jetted tub. And here's the high setting. Now some recommendations are that you don't put it up, the weights up too high along the back so that it doesn't pull itself down. I'm just using the suction cups along the smooth surface there. And also I added some additional weights up here at the very top here where the air goes into the mat, just to hold it down more there. Now remember, my wife tried out 2 of other in-room jacuzzi tubs, and she thinks that this is better and stronger than those 2. So it's definitely a hot tub, and it's definitely something you should check out. And what's cool is that you can remove these things and get it really clean, because who wants to get into a jacuzzi or a hot tub behind a stranger and not know that it's been really cleaned? If you like this, I want you to give me a thumbs up and subscribe so I know you want more videos like this. And remember, the links for the products I figured out were the best are in the description, and I'll see you on the next video.